Have you ever been told by your doc that your labs are completely normal, but you still feel like crap? Are you beginning to wonder if your symptoms are all in your head? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the 3 reasons why your doctor can't figure out what's going on with you and give you some pointers as to how to fix it. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Renee, also known as the libidoologist. I help women improve their energy, lower stress, lose weight, and boost their libido naturally. So I know what you're thinking. Why should you listen to me, right? Because I have been on both sides of the coin professionally. I was in conventional medicine as an OBGYN, and I was one of those docs that told you, hey, your labs are normal. I don't know what else I can do for you. And then now I'm in functional medicine where I not only do things differently, I see things differently. And I've also been the patient. In 2012, I fell off my horse and broke my back. And for about 2+ years after, I was chasing these weird symptoms. And guess what? Yes, all my labs were normal. So then we based treatment on my symptoms. But what happens when you fail the pills? There's nothing more they could do for me. So I was given 2 options. I would either have to live with my symptoms, which for me was unacceptable, or I had to find my own solution. And this is when I found functional medicine. And when I did my training, I not only looked at regular labs differently, but I also was able to access functional medicine specialty testing, which helped me figure out what was going on. Disclaimer, this video is not about bashing other doctors. It's about educating you about your options. That is all. Big disclaimer, I am not your doctor. The videos on this channel are for informational and educational purposes only. They're my opinion and they are not professional medical advice. So if you have a particular health concern, please consult your own personal doctor or healthcare professional. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the first reason as to why your doctor can't figure out what's going on with you. Number one, doctors only order the bare minimum when it comes to testing. For instance, you're coming in for, say, fatigue, and they want to make sure it's not anemia. So they do a complete blood count, but they don't do a complete blood count or CBC with differential because you're not having any signs of an infection. Or that same symptom, fatigue. They're going to look at your thyroid, but they're not going to do a full thyroid panel. They're just going to do a TSH. And if that TSH is abnormal, you might get one other thyroid test to make sure that you don't have hypothyroidism. So why do doctors do this? 2 reasons. Number one, we are trained to keep healthcare costs down, right? You come into your doctor, they're not going to do every test under the sun for fatigue. They're going to start with one test, like a complete blood count, and then they're going to do tests as they deem necessary. If one is normal, then they might move on to another test. So it's all about keeping healthcare costs down and not checking every blood test under the sun for one particular symptom. Number 2, it's a thing called insurance. Yes. Your doctor needs a particular code with every lab that's ordered. So if you don't have a symptom that justifies a particular lab getting ordered by your doctor, your insurance may not cover it, and then you're going to have to pay out of pocket. So what can you do about this? You can be an advocate for your own health and ask for more blood work. If you know you want a full thyroid panel, just ask for it. What's in a full thyroid panel, you ask? Well, from a functional medicine perspective, at a bare minimum, what I would like to see is a TSH, a total and free T4, a total and free T3, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, be sure to hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and consider sharing it with a friend who may be struggling with some weird symptoms and they've been told that their labs are normal. Maybe this will give them some insight as to what they can do. Okay, let's move on to reason number 2 as to why your doctor can't figure out what's going on with you. Number 2, your labs fall within the normal range, so you are told you are normal and sent on your way. Normal? Compared to what? Okay, let's talk about how these labs obtain their reference ranges or their normals. They take everyone coming into their lab for blood work and they take values of a particular test. So for instance, let's talk about TSH. I love talking about thyroid. So TSH. Of all of those TSH values, 95% of those values, which are going to be the 95% in the middle, are the normal reference range. And the 2.5% that are at the high end and the low end are considered the abnormal. Two problems here. Number one, lab reference ranges are not consistent across all laboratories. So one lab will have one set of reference ranges and another one will have another set. Number two, these reference ranges change year to year. So I just want you to think about this. The people coming in for blood work, they most likely have something going on, right? They're having symptoms that's justifying the need to get blood work. But then their results are being used as the normal reference range. So when you're compared to this reference range, by the time you are outside of this particular range, disease has already set in. How do you fix it? You work with a functional medicine provider like me, where we don't use these standard reference ranges. We use what we call optimal ranges. We focus on a very narrow range. And when you're outside that range, chances are you are on your way to a problem, but hopefully not there yet. And we see variations outside the optimal range as issues with things like infection, maybe bacteria, viruses, fungal, parasitic, maybe problems with allergies, hormones, an issue with detox or methylation, maybe a problem with your kidneys or your liver. And the list goes on and on. So in using the optimal ranges and translating the abnormalities outside of the optimal range differently, we can actually get to the root cause of a lot more symptoms than your regular doc can, and we can try to prevent disease before it occurs. And I'd love to know if this has been your experience in the past. Comment below if you have been told that your labs are normal, but you still don't feel well. So I know I probably have a lot of former patients out there that are watching this right now and say, hey, doc, you used to tell me my labs were normal and I still felt like crap. But listen, I'm humble enough to say that I now know better, so I do better. Hold up. Before I go any further, please don't get mad at your doc. Back when I was in conventional OBGYN, I didn't know about these optimal levels and how to go deeper into these labs. I didn't learn how to do that until I had my functional medicine training. So you don't know what you don't know. And back then I didn't know, but now I do. And if you're enjoying this video and want to perhaps take a functional medicine approach to your health, then come find me on social media. I'm at Dr. Renee Wallenstein on all platforms. Oh, and stay tuned till the end because I have a special little offer. Okay, on to reason 3 as to why your doc can't figure out what's going on with you. They don't look deep enough and keep asking why. So when everything comes back normal and there's nothing more to be done, such as, no pill to be given for the diagnosis or to cure the problem, then there's nothing more that the doc can do for you. You may be given a pill for such things as nausea or constipation, but is anyone asking why you're having that problem? So for instance, let's take autoimmune thyroid for an example. And you go in with fatigue and your doctor does a TSH level, like we had talked about earlier, and it's normal. And you're told by your doc, hey, it's not your thyroid. But if your doc had dug a little bit deeper right from the get-go and not only checked a TSH, but more thyroid testing, including antibodies, they may have found thyroid antibody levels. And in finding them, perhaps number one, we could intervene before the antibodies actually destroyed your thyroid. And number two, we could do something to help you feel better. Listen, you won't know about these antibodies unless you look for them. I have taken care of so many women with hypothyroidism who have been on medications for years. And when I ran their blood work and checked for antibodies and I find them, they ask me, why didn't my doc check them? And my response to them is, your doc never checked you for them because their treatment would not have changed. Docs that see a normal thyroid function with positive thyroid antibodies would not manage your case any differently. The only time that they would intervene is when your thyroid starts becoming dysfunctional from the autoimmune condition, at which time they would put you on thyroid medications. And that's where we're different in functional medicine. We actually look for antibodies because there's so much that you can do to help preserve the function of your thyroid in the hopes that you never end up on thyroid medication and hopefully reverse your autoimmune condition. And another little caveat, just because your thyroid studies are abnormal doesn't necessarily mean that you need thyroid hormone replacement. And I'm just going to leave that there, but maybe I'll dive into that in the future a little more in detail. So what can you do about it? Again, advocate for your health. Do not stop asking questions and getting answers until you feel better. And if you're not getting the appropriate answers from your doctor, then maybe it's time that you see a new doctor. So if you have resonated with this video and you've had these experiences yourself and you're ready to do things a little bit differently, I want you to listen up. I am offering something for a limited time and to a limited number of women. I'm going to get on a call with you and look at your labs and tell you exactly what I think is going on and what you can do about it. I have not done these one-on-one, one-time calls for a very long time, but I am so tired of seeing y'all suffering for no reason that I'm feeling called to bring them back for a limited time and help some women out. This opportunity will not last forever, so this is your sign to seize the day. I'll be sure to put the sign up link below and be sure to get your name on it. So when I open up those slots, you can snag one. And that about wraps it up for this week. If you want to take a deeper dive into thyroid, I would definitely recommend that you check out my blog this week at www.drreneewallenstein.com. And there might be a little freebie there for you as well. And if you're wondering what this functional medicine thing is all about, check out a recent video where I went through some differences between conventional medicine and functional medicine. And if you watch, let me know what you think. And with that, we'll see you right back here next time. Bye for now.